Hi guys, I'm Irene with Girl Talks Fish, and I am still here at the Fish Crew because I just finished up the store tour, which hopefully you saw the video for last week. But since we have, 30 minutes before they open, let me take you around and I will show you 5 fish and invertebrates I would take home today if I had the space. Let's go. So out of this entire fish rack, I love the blue bolt Caridina shrimp. Now, I would probably have to do some mixing around with the parameters, but look at this beautiful fish. They've got this like bluish kind of head, and it's an ombre effect to the white in the back. Adorable. I love dwarf shrimp to begin with because they stay small, they look great in planted tanks, but with Caridina shrimp, I definitely have to do some RODI water or some kind of mixing because they definitely prefer that lower pH, softer water. Not too soft though, because they still do have an exoskeleton. There are plenty of foods that you can feed them, specialty foods for shrimp, but they will take, they're scavengers, so they will eat anything that you give them. If you plan on breeding them, of course, for the babies, you are gonna have to feed something more specialized, such as powdery foods, because the adults will outcompete them. I personally like to add catappa leaves, cholla wood, anything that tends to break down quickly and grow biofilm on it, because again, it's another source of food that those baby shrimp and adults can constantly feed on and then grow big and healthy. Again, shrimp are very, very popular, very trending right now. So if you feel like your population is getting too big, no problem. Most likely your local fish store or your local aquarium society will take them. Now, if cost were no problem at all, I would definitely want to try out threadfin rainbow fish. I love rainbow fish, obviously with the name. They come in all sorts of varieties and colors. I have never kept this particular one. I have kept a lot of pseudomogil species. I believe this is another genus of rainbow fish, and they get slightly bigger than some of the fork-tailed rainbow fish I've kept before. But you can see they're absolutely gorgeous. They've got this yellow body, some kind of blue iridescence near the eyes and the face, and then classic, because of their common name, really long fins that turn kind of a yellow-pink color. Now there are a lot of males in here. If I want to get the best coloration out of the males, I definitely will want to take home some of the females as well. Usually a ratio of 1 male to a couple of females, if at all possible, would be really nice, because then the males are gonna really show off in front of the girls, and then you get the best, brightest colors and the best natural behavior as well. I don't know much about I'd have to do some research about their water parameters, but rainbow fish in general tend to like the slightly higher pH and harder water. Shouldn't be a problem to keep them. It seems like they're doing well. Very active fish. They do tend to spend more time in the upper half of the aquarium, so I would recommend getting some kind of tight fitting lid so that they won't jump out and you won't be missing some very expensive members of your new family. Now you know me, I mostly keep nano tanks that are 20 gallons and below, which is why I've never had the chance to keep dojo loaches. I love loaches to begin with, right? Coolie loaches, hillstream loaches. I've kept a lot of the smaller dwarf loaches, but dojo loaches, we're talking about like a 1 foot long hot dog size that's just swimming around. They've got these little fins and then a lot of whiskers or barbels near the face, which they're gonna use to constantly smell and feel around for food. So very mouthy, fish, according to Emma when we interviewed her last week. Now, dojo loaches, they are a cooler water species, which is why a lot of people like to keep them with fancy goldfish. They kind of go together well. You've got your goldfish, and then the dojo loach is gonna clean up any of the particles that the goldfish leaves behind. I just love how active they are. I have heard that they will sometimes bury themselves underneath in the substrate. So maybe in a goldfish tank, if you're keeping sand substrate, you might see some of those unique behaviors there. Finally, the dojo loach does have a nickname, weather loach, because apparently when storms are coming, they feel that change in barometric pressure. The dojo loaches will go crazy. You'll see really hyperactive swimming behavior, and they'll be very entertaining to watch. Again, a bucket fish for me one day when I get that 40-gallon or larger tank.
All right, ready? Hello, hello. That helps. Okay, you know that's going in now.
Oh, no. Now I know this fish is pretty common, and you may be asking yourselves, why am I putting this on my list? But German blue rams, I've never really successfully kept them. I had one as a beginner, did not realize that they need hot temperatures. They really like that 84, even 86 sometimes degrees Fahrenheit of heat to do really well. But this South American dwarf slicklet, I mean, there's no wonder why people like them. It's so rainbow colored. You have the blacks, the spangling of blue, the red eye. Some of them get these pink bellies. Just gorgeous fish, plus super fun to breed. The males tend to be, I would say, more brightly colored. Their fins have kind of sharper edges to them, versus the females, not so much. So sometimes what I like to do to make sure I get a pair, a breeding pair, is I will go to the fish store, and if you see two of them are really hanging around, especially if they're kind of digging a little ditch into the substrate, you know that they're already paired up together, and that might be a good set to bring home so that they're more successful in breeding. Apparently they can be picky. There's all sorts of guides online on how to breed them, but I've heard Master Breeder Dean says he likes using a 10-gallon aquarium. He'll put things like, you know, upside down flower pots with a little cave cut out, or even just the dish that goes underneath it. He'll put it upside down, flat rocks. They like to lay their eggs on there, and they do show parental care. So that's why a lot of times, if you have them in a community setting, they will get pretty aggressive toward the other tank mates, especially during breeding season, and if they're trying to protect their fry. But yeah, I definitely want to give them a try and try breeding them so I can see them taking care of their little babies. Final fish on my list would be gold barbs. And again, the reason why I haven't kept them before is because they do get larger and I just don't have a big enough tank for them. But again, I don't have as many details. I haven't done as much research on this fish. I do know that, again, they get larger as barbs. They can be kind of feisty, so you want to keep them with other tank mates that maybe aren't slow moving, they don't have long finnage, something that's just as feisty and as exciting and fast moving as they are. Also, like many barbs, they can enjoy cooler waters. So if you're planning a tank that you don't want it to be heated, you know, put them with other zebra danios might be good, other barbs, the lochos that I talked about before, they might be good tank mates for it because they're just as boisterous and they're able to kind of not get out-competed during mealtime. I love the kind of yellow-orange body, this kind of greenish, blackish line, as well as a bright red eye as well. Gold barbs, one day I'm definitely gonna keep them. If you haven't seen our video from last week when we did a full-on tour of the fish crew, make sure to check it out over here. Otherwise, take time to enjoy your aquariums, and I'll see you in the next video.